Jai Baba. Nothing is real but God. Nothing matters but love for God. God is the only
Yeah,
real.
yeah, Mama. You can say.
All else that seems real,
Yeah, yeah.
illusory. God and I are one. Meher Baba. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Thank you, beloved Baba, and Jai Baba to all of you. Jai Shri, may I please request you to mute your mic? There's a lot of noise coming from there.
I think she's having some technical problem. The internet is slow, so her
Okay,
system is got stuck up.
okay, never mind. Okay, so now we are reading Conversations with the Awakener. That's the first book, and we are on page number 66. The chapter is What an Impossible Expectation. Go ahead.
One day, while bathing in a cool shower, I began to feel more and more refreshed. By the time I finished my bath, relaxed in mind and heart, it seemed as if my attachments to the past and my ambitions for the future had been washed away and that time stood still. Absorbed in this exhilarating feeling, I reached my room to find you sitting there, smiling gently. What a surprise! I could not contain my delight and said, "Were you waiting here for me?" "What else?" you sweetly replied. I did not I did not at all expect you today. And that's why you find me here. Expectations keep me away. But how could you instantly appear the moment that expectations are totally absent? Because I am everywhere at all times. To keep the conversation going, I asked, "And in everything too?" "Yes, I am not only in everything, but I am everything." But that too is too subtle, too profound a theme for me to touch on today.
So here the beautiful aspect that is coming across is that expectation keeps Baba away. When there is no expectation, he appears and he gives his darshan to us. So here the point what here, this thing is, and that I did not at all expect you today is what the author is saying. And Baba is responding, and that's why you find me here. Expectations keep me away. And then the question is, but how could you instantly appear the moment that expectations are totally absent? That means in the absence of expectations, Baba appears. So Baba says, because I am everywhere at all times, and the author says, may I ask you, and are you in everything too? And then Baba says, yes, I am not only in everything, but I am everything. And then Baba, as usual, he wades his way away from that discussion because he says that will be too subtle for you to understand, too profound a theme for me to touch on today. And then he moves away.
Please don't go into it any day. I am interested only in you and your company. If one is fortunate enough to befriend an emperor, what need is there for such a one to know his entourage? You are my one and only emperor. How can I describe my state of oneness to you? I am the emperor and my entourage too. I am the pinprick of anything in existence. I am that ever living radiant center around which every part of life revolves.
So here again, one more learning for us, as Baba says, is that the author says, I am not interested in the philosophy. I am not interested in, I am not only in everything, but I am everyone and everything. I am only interested in your companionship. That is what. And then he goes on to see, which is a very profound thing. that when I befriend an emperor, when the king of kings, when the emperor is my friend, why should I make friendship with the darbaris? In other words, the entourage, which means the assistants and the people who are helpers, like the gatekeeper and all that. When the king of kings himself is my friend, and this Baba himself keeps on telling the Mandli and of course all the Baba lovers, okay, when you have me, there is no need for you to go here and there. But still we do some Deva, some Devi, some cool Devta, with all due respects, absolute due respect, all the earlier master you have been following, or whosoever, whatever it may be. But once we are convinced, means totally 100% convinced in our heart that Baba is what he says he is. That is the avatar of the age, which means he is the highest spiritual authority of our time. And in fact, of all times, because he's the latest. And once we are convinced about that, then there is no need for us to go here, there to some saints, some with respect, yes, you respect everyone and everybody, but not with the aim of getting something from there, something like spiritual or even other mundane things. Because once we have become Babas, it is Baba's job, Baba's responsibility to take care of us till the very end. This is extremely important to understand that Baba is not a sadhu, a saint, or some Mahatma, Yogi, Mahayogi. No, he is the highest of the high. And once we are with him, there is no need for us to go with that intent. Again, I repeat, because there are many people who follow this and this and this and Baba. Why? Because they are afraid they may be displeasing the earlier masters they have been following. But if they are real masters, in fact, they would be very happy that now you are following the ultimate. So that here, what Balnatuji is saying is, if one is fortunate enough, and we all are fortunate, to befriend an emperor, what need is there for such a one to know his entourage, which means the assistants, the helpers, the darbaris, as we call it? You are my one and only emperor. And then Baba again describes, how can I describe my state of oneness to you? I am the emperor and my entourage too. I am the pinprick of anything in existence. Many times during the Savas program, Baba would say, you have got no idea what I am experiencing. I am the one sitting on the dais, on this chair. I am the one who is the crowd. I experience myself the singer. I experience myself as the dholak or the tabla or the harmonium, and I am in everyone and everything, and I am everyone and everything. How do I explain that to you? So he says that I am not only the emperor but also the entourage, and then he says I am the pinprick of anything in existence. I am existence personified. When Baba was asked, and we have done this earlier, if somebody asks who is Mayor Baba, what should be the correct answer? And Baba said, tell them that I am the one who is provoking this question in you. That means everything is him. And then Baba summarized it. I am the being of all beings. Anything that is me. Nothing can exist without me. So here Baba says, I am the pinprick of everything in existence. I am that ever living, radiant center around which every part of life revolves. So nothing is without his existence, without his beingness.
How can I reach you, the radiant center within me? There are ways and ways. I help each one directly and indirectly to find their path to me. As for you, just remember me wholeheartedly without any expectation, and you will get closer to the center. I must confess that this wholehearted business will be an enormous hurdle for me in my journey to you. Don't be disheartened. I will help you to have the right approach. Instead of depending on any techniques, go on offering your actions to me. My presence in you can be likened to a fountain. Your trust in my participation in whatever you do will gradually open the central valve of the fountain, holding my presence. And I will become drenched in the showers of your life giving water. Your eyes flashed, of course.
So here again, I was trained for some field in under a master, and he would always say, ध्यान से सुनो, ये करोड़ रुपये की बात है. Means it is the what I am going to tell, he would say, is worth more than a crore of rupees. And this is what I would say. Here Baba is telling, see, how do I reach you when Baba says that I am the radiant center within each and everyone and everything. That means he is existence personified. Now the author is asking, Balnatuji is asking, how do I reach that center? How can I reach that center? You know, he says there are ways and ways. That means as many people, that many paths or that many ways to reach the truth or the goal. I help each one directly and indirectly to find their path to me. As for you, and this is how I am interpreting, as for all of us, because we who have come into the love orbit of the Lord of Lords, the King of Kings, the highest of the high, he has advocated a very, very simple, sure, safe, quickest way to reach him. And we keep repeating this over and over again, you know, that constant, wholehearted remembrance, constantly inviting him to participate in our life, constantly feeling that it is not I who's doing this, it is he who is doing this through me or getting it done through me. The formula is so simple that it becomes elusive. Then the simpler it is, the more difficult it becomes. Why? Because we are all trained to think, to conditioned mind conditioning to do certain things in order to achieve certain things. So here, what is Baba's, as I say, crore rupiya ki baat? Baba is saying, you just remember me wholeheartedly without any expectation, and you will get closer to the center. CENTER, which means the core, the truth, the being, the kernel, the main thing. So the solution is wholehearted remembrance. Now, Balnatu, so honest, so innocent, so pure, he says, I must confess that this wholehearted business will be an enormous hurdle for me in my journey to you. Because what is wholeheartedness? What is the meaning of wholeheartedness? So he says, Baba says, don't be disheartened. Always Baba's formula has been, you try, I will help. You don't have to say, how can I do? You just make an effort, make an attempt, which is sincere, which is honest, and Baba's help is always forthcoming at hand. Okay. So here Baba says, don't be disheartened. I will help you to have the right approach. And then Baba goes on saying, what is the right approach? Instead of depending on any techniques, go on offering your actions to me. By techniques, I would interpret all kinds of spiritual sadhana, all kinds of spiritual exercises, whatever it may be. It may be meditation, it may be concentration, it may be japa, it may be yoga, it may be whatever it is. Many people do many spiritual exercises. They are good. Please understand, they are good. They are specific to that person if it is done spontaneously. Not because my neighbor is doing this, so I should also get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and shout out loud some God's name or something. It may work, it may not work, I do not know. But Baba always encouraged spontaneity. Baba always encouraged that each one's path is different. So do not compare yourself with your neighbor's path. Means when I say neighbor, I mean somebody else is doing this, so let me also do this. Anything that comes spontaneously, it comes easily, that path is best for you. So here Baba is saying, instead of depending on any techniques, go on offering your actions to me. Keep offering your actions to me. The good, the bad, the ugly. Don't discriminate, don't judge, don't evaluate your own actions. Just keep offering to me. My presence in you, Baba's presence in each one of us. My presence in you can be likened to a fountain. The fountain, at the moment we sincerely think about him, feel about him, honestly encourage his participation within
Precious.
us, it will gush out. The spontaneity will gush out. Your trust in my participation, your trust in my participation in whatever you do will gradually open up the central valve of the fountain holding my presence. The fountain is there, the valve is there. There are many valves, but the central valve is there, but the valve is closed because we have never worked upon that aspect of spirituality, which is the most easy in a sense, that you are not the doer, because from the standpoint of truth, the false I does not exist. From the standpoint of truth, it is only the divine dream, that the divine dreamer is dreaming that he is me, you all, that way. So that is the fact. So here Baba says that when you have complete trust in my presence in you, the central valve of that fountain will open, and then what will gush out is absolute spontaneity of purity, love, nobility, whatever. And I will become drenched in the shower of your life-giving water? Palnatu is asking. Your eyes flashed, of course.
As you rose to go, I could not resist asking, will you visit me again tomorrow? Don't anticipate, don't expect, you answered. Don't you know that I live neither in yesterday's nor tomorrow's? I am in the now. My mind was reeling, yet I continued to press you. In spite of being formless, out of love, you assume a human form. Similarly, in spite of being timeless, will you not step into time to visit me tomorrow? You smiled at me, but I couldn't tell whether you were smiling away my request or approving it. Having met you once and not to anticipate your next visit, what an impossible expectation.
So beautifully, Balnatuji is expressing. Baba is rising up to go, and the author Balnatuji is asking, will you come? Will you again visit me tomorrow? So he's talking about tomorrow. That means the timeline, past, present, and future. Tomorrow is an expectation, isn't it? So Baba says, don't anticipate, don't expect. Again, here something that is for us to learn. You answered, don't you know that I live neither in yesterday's nor tomorrow? I am in the now. If you even study Baba's life, he was very spontaneous. It might, in a negative tone, he was erratic. Let's put it that way. All of a sudden, he will do something, and when the thing is about to be nearing completion, again, all of a sudden, he would ask you to break that and go to some other thought, and again break that and do something else. So, for people who do not understand the now, the living in the now, they always join up the past and the future and all that. That this is a very erratic behavior. This is a behavior of somebody who doesn't know his own mind. You see, so Baba said, I always live in the now, and there is no question of yesterday's and tomorrow's. And then Baba goes on to say, uh, uh, my mind was reeling, yet I continued to press you. In spite, now see, our mind is such that in spite of Baba telling or giving us a clue to follow a certain pathway, we are so dumb in a sense. We always conjure up something or the other so that Baba will do what we want him to do. Hear how intelligently he is saying. Just imagine, in spite of being formless, you are formless. In spite of being formless, out of love, you assume a human form, isn't it? You are formless, but out of love, you assume the human form. Similarly, in spite of being timeless, you are timeless. Will you not step into time to visit me tomorrow? See how our mind is functioning, trying to catch Baba by his own words. Baba said, I am formless, I am timeless. But even though you are formless, you take form out of love. And so, even though you are timeless, will you not come in time and visit me tomorrow? Then Baba, he said, you smiled at me. Baba smiled at me. But I couldn't tell whether you were smiling away my request. You are smiling away my request means you are just not paying attention to my request or approving it. Baba's smile was such that the author could not make out whether he is going to come tomorrow or not. And then, having met you once and not to anticipate your next visit, what an impossible expectation. That means, Baba, you are expecting me not to expect your next visit. It is impossible for me not to expect you once I have had your darshan. So that is a very beautiful chapter. All right. Now the next one, I would like Soumya to only read it out. There's no explanation there. It's like a poem. And where, uh, a time comes when nothing matters. You will say it doesn't matter. This thing happened, that thing happened, but now it doesn't matter. This thing happened, that thing. We all come to it doesn't matter at all. So that is what Balanathji is expressing in this particular poem. So Swami, I will only read it out. I may not explain anything unless I just feel like. Go ahead.
Now it does not matter. Yes, I am tired and many a time depressed too. Yet sometimes I feel lively and exhilarated. Why? I do not know, but now it does not matter.
Sorry,
But
I thought I won't interject, but I am doing it. Many of us go through this. All of a sudden, we feel very depressed, very gloomy, very tired, very fed up with life, with no, you can say no light at the end of the tunnel. And then all of a sudden, you become some lively because of some news, some information, something happened to us. And again, we are in that seesaw position all the time. And the author says, but now it doesn't matter. Why it is happening, I really don't know. That one fine day, I get up in a very beautiful mood. And one fine day, I am just absolutely depressed. But why is it happening? It doesn't matter. I don't care why is it happening. Go ahead.
whether I'm recklessly rushing towards you or you are hurriedly coming closer to me, I do not know. But now it does not matter. Whether you're inviting me with open arms to hurry up or I am hesitating to enter your embrace, I do not know. But now it does not matter. Whether it is I who am on the brink of diving in or it is you who's intent on pulling me in, I do not know. But now it does not matter. Your first embrace was the most blessed moment of my life. Since then, I should not have complained, but I do. Why? I do not know. But now it does not matter.
Talking about the embrace, for people, many Baba lovers who have embraced Baba, most of them would say that his body would be like soft like cotton. Even when they bow down to Baba's feet, it would be very soft. And yet that embrace would be very strong. It is not of a weakling. It is not lukewarm. It is not haphazard like you just do embrace to somebody. It is very well-meaning. It is very warm and it is very strong. But yet Baba's body was like soft as cotton. That is what many people had explained. That this is what they felt when they embraced Baba, and they wouldn't like to leave that embrace. They would like to be in that embrace for as long as they can.
Whether it is your compassion that refreshes me or the flame of your love that frightens me, I do not know, but now it does not matter. Whether it is your love that sustains me or your love that exhausts me, I do not know, but now it does not matter. Whether this is all your meaningful game with me or my foolish play with you, I do not know, but now it does not matter. I do not know, and it is good that I do not know, for all that matters is that you know. But why even think about this? I do not know, but now really it does not matter.
So in short, just leave it to Baba. Keep doing whatever duties and responsibilities that our own karmas have entrusted us with. Keep doing that sincerely and honestly, in the feeling that it is Baba who's doing through us. And everything that we do at the end of the day, by end of the day, at every moment, we just keep offering it to Baba. That could perhaps be the best way to conduct ourselves in life, so that we neither get attached to anything nor do we get depressed with anything. We just offer it to Baba all the time. Now, there's another beautiful chapter called Please Me.
As I entered my room, I was astonished to see you there, the spring morning in your eyes, sitting regally by the window. Before I was able to greet you, you spoke, and your deep, rich voice penetrated my being, pleased me more and more by depending upon me more and more.
See, this has been the vein, the book's vein, I would say, that all of a sudden Baba pops up from somewhere at different places and gives that most beautiful advice, or whatever you call it, sermon to the author, and just message, discourse, whatever you want to call it, and then just moves out. Now it is for each one of us to grab that and to, mull over it and to imbibe it, to internalize it in our life and make it apply it in our life and make it a part of our living. So that is the whole beauty of this book, is that the different aspects of our own life, what we go through in our day-to-day living, is very much beautifully exemplified as a as somebody who is a weakling, as somebody who is timid, as somebody who has a lot of attachment, as somebody who is fearsome, as somebody who is selfish, like all of us, And what has that author to say to the awakener, and what is the awakener's response to it? So here in these 4 lines, 3 line Baba says, please me more and more by depending upon me more and more. So in other words, we need to depend upon Baba more and more. That is what Baba said the moment Balnatuji entered the room.
A sublime message which at the moment I was unprepared for. You seem to be in the habit of telling me things of striking significance when I am least expecting them.
This is a very beautiful sentence, telling me things of striking significance. And at a time when we are not in a mood to accept it. That's what happens many times, that even when you read discourses and all that, such profound truths, such profound, not only the goal, but the way to the goal is shown to us. See, goal somebody can show, this is the goal. But Baba is also coming to our level and showing us step by step what is the way to the goal. But many a times we are not in that particular bent of mind to pay that much of attention and respect to what is being said. That is why, for those who have been reading Baba's literature, more particularly discourses, every time you read Baba's literature, you find that you're getting to know more and more deeper, and you'll wonder, how is it that I missed that out last time when I read it? Second time, third time, fourth time, you'll go deeper and deeper into it. But the important thing is not just to intellectualize it, but to apply it in our life, to make it our life's companion, Baba's discourses. So here, Balnatuji superbly said that your statements are strikingly brilliant in a sense, but I am not in a mood to listen at this point of time. Go ahead.
And
Can you read this, sir?
a sublime message which at the moment I was unprepared for. You seem to be in the habit of prepared for was please me more and
Yeah,
more
yeah.
by depending upon me
More and more. Correct.
You seem to be in the habit of telling me things of striking significance when I am least expecting them. And thanks to your recurrent benevolent visits, I have formed a habit of answering you without reservation. And so, unthinkingly, I blurted out, why please you? Perhaps to snap me out of my childish slumber, you surprised me again by calmly replying, so that you can become me.
So this is again another, you can say, practical experience of many people, that being in close contact with Baba, we forget that Baba is God. And that is why even the Manli would say that that intermingling of Baba was so natural as a human being. He was more human than God or than divine. And so many a times we interact with him as a human being to a human being. And when a certain stage comes, then Baba snaps and says, do not forget that I am God. Do not forget that I am God. So here he says that I have become so accustomed to your constant visit that I embolden myself to ask you, why should I please you? Why please you? Why please you? And Baba's superb reply is, so that one day you become me. Why should you please Baba? So that one day you become Baba. Become Baba means become God, become truth, become the reality. Can you read this last?
Perhaps to snap me out of my childish slumber, you surprised me again by calmly replying, so that you can become me. I gasped, what? But that's too much. It's true that I feel exceedingly happy whenever you visit me, but never have I entertained a thought of becoming you, nor do I want to. Maintaining that same placid expression.
Placid expression means, what should I say? Plainly. There was no, how would I explain? It's a plain express, calm countenance, without getting excited, without showing any overtly any kind of expression of the face. Yeah. Yes, I calm, just calm. Tranquil, calm.
Well, whether you or anyone wants it or not, everyone has to become one with me.
Okay. Now this is again a very beautiful sentence, because I'm saying a lot of I, but that's how I can express myself. There are people who say, I don't want God realization. I don't want to become one, no union with God and all that. I want to come back again and again in order to serve Baba, in order to love Baba. Many people say it's fine. Each to each his own, in a sense. But what is the grand aim of creation? What is the plan of creation? What is the blueprint of why the creation is for the creature to experience that I myself is the creator, isn't it? So even though you want it or not, you struggle not to reach union. You will, because that is the blueprint. So why not cooperate with the creator and allow him to guide us and become one with him, rather than fight and trying to remain separate from him and telling that I don't want God realization, I don't want mukti, I want to come back again and again every time when Baba comes. Many people have said, so that I can serve him. But then that is your intent, that is your what should I say, emotional entanglement or emotional need. But what is the need of the Lord? The need of the Lord is that you become one with him. And I always jocularly say that when you become one with him, it is one less headache for him. Okay, now you have come to me You have become one. But we want to struggle and remain away from him. So here Baba says very beautifully, maintaining that same placid expression, calm expression. You answered, well, whether you or anyone wants it or not, everyone has to become me, become one with me, because that is the goal. We have done this. There is no creature that is not destined for the supreme goal, as there is no river that is not winding its way to the sea. Ultimately, we all have to reach union. There may be different ways in which you can reach union. You may become a perfect master, or a salik, or a mazub, or just a mukti or a liberation. But all this means that there is union with the Lord, union with the beloved. It was her.
It was hard for me to accept this. No wonder some call you the supreme egoist. I want to be myself, nothing else. You smiled, but that's what I mean. In my absolute oneness, there is no room for another. So you have to become me someday. There is no other way. But why? I persisted. Because I am the real you in your ignorant, false I.
See, so superb. Bharat Natuji is telling Baba, you are the supreme egoist. You want everybody to become you. Why should that be? I am happy with what I am. Why should I become you? And Baba smiled. But that's what I mean. Baba said that is exactly what I mean. That you have to become you. You have to become the real you, which is me. You see what I'm, Baba? You smiled, but that is what I mean. In my absolute oneness, Advait, union, unity, there is no room for another. So you have to become me someday. There is no other way. But why? Balnatuji persists. But why should I become you? Because I am the real you in your ignorant, false I. I repeat this very profound statement. I am the real you in your, in your ignorant, false I. We are all examples of false I. Within the false I is the real I, which is Baba. So Baba says you have to let go of your false I in order to become the real I, which is nothing and nobody but me. Baba said that is me. So you have to let go your false I and become me, or become you. Same thing, because there's no other. Yeah, Aban has a question. Sami, I would like you to read this again because it's very profound. And yeah, Aban, please go ahead.
Cyrus, is there anyone who would like to come again and again and take rebirth just to suffer?
Yes, no, not to suffer. There are many people, even my experience has been in our own center, where people say, no, in our, where people say, that, no, I'm not interested in God realization, mukti, moksha, anything. I want to come back again in order to love and serve Baba when he comes back.
But then why not do it in this life only?
No, but now Baba, physical Baba is not there, no. The physical aspect of Baba is not there. 700 years. 700.
So by that time, that fellow will have to take 2-3 births.
Maybe. The point, that is not the calculation we are doing now. What we are trying to say is there are many people who are attached to their own feelings and emotions of loving Baba and serving Baba, whereas Baba wants to give us mukti. So which should be weighed more? Baba's wish or my wish? You understand? I was trying to come across that particular aspect. Like the same story of Pilamai wanting Baba to sit on the stool in the running train. And Baba said twice, thrice. And she said, no, Baba. So she was more attached to her emotions, connected with the stool and Baba, rather than the obedience to Baba, rather than Baba's wish. So what is Baba's wish for all of us? That we that we merge with him, the sooner the better. So that is
Sooner
what
the
I,
better.
yeah, that is what I was trying. Okay. Okay, Aban?
Yeah, but then I can't understand the psyche of these people.
That you don't bother about. We are never supposed to understand anybody else. As if we can understand ourselves, that is a great thing. We can't understand ourselves.
No, but what I want to know that is it a fact कि ये लोग को हम तो superfluously बोलता था.
How would I know? One thing is that I am not doing fact. I am not barring fact. I have the experience of people, I can't name them here, but I know people who have been very vehemently saying, I don't want mukti, moksha and all that. Even some of the monthly members were saying, even some of the monthly members, I don't want to name them, little realizing that we are giving more importance to our wish as compared to Baba's wish. I would look at it that way. I would look at it that way.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome, dear. Go ahead. But why?
But why I persisted? Because I am the real you in your ignorant, false I. This interchange, though it had been brief, had cast a spell over me. Perhaps to find my way out of it, I groped for the thread of logic between your statements. How does becoming one with you relate to pleasing you? You replied with lucid clarity. The connection is this.
Lucid clarity would also mean, again, lucid also means simple, understandable, that which we can grasp, and also it means clear. So in no unclear terms, in very clear, understandable language, Baba explained how pleasing him is connected with becoming one with him.
The connection is this. The false I that you desperately cling to wears out by pleasing me. Layers of your ignorant identification with body and mind peel away. Don't you know that you cannot lift a finger or take a step except that I am in you? I am the center from which all your thoughts, movements, and feelings emanate.
Okay. So here once again a beautiful, you can say, Baba's discourse is, what is the connection? Why should we please Baba? And how is it connected with pleasing Baba and becoming one with Baba? Super. What Baba says is, the connection is this. This is the connection, Baba says. The false I that you desperately cling to. We are all desperately clinging to our body and mind as the false I. The false I to which you are desperately cling to wears out by pleasing me. That means the more we please Baba, the more there is a wear and tear of the false I pleasing me. Layers of your ignorant identification with body and mind peel away. Don't you know that you cannot lift a finger or take a step except that I am in you? In other words, Baba is the central force, central energy, central being of everything, without which and without whom nothing exists. Anything that exists is Baba. That's why Baba said, I am the being of all beings. Today I am able to speak, you are able to hear, we are able to discuss, talk, walk, everything is only and only because Baba is in each one of us. Now we have to graduate from Baba is in me to Baba is me. You understand what I am trying to say? I am the center from which all your thoughts, movements, and feelings emanate. Baba is the source from which it comes out, from which it is generated. Without Baba, we can have no thought, no feeling, no emotion, no words, no movements, nothing. He is the central part of every one of us.
You paused, giving me a gentle yet piercing look. After all, you resumed. What are you? Your lifespan is like the vacant space within an hourglass. The glass and the space are sustained by my presence. Am I such a complex entity? I muttered numbly. Even more complex, more intricate than you can imagine. Out of the many dimensions of your being, today I have told you of only one. And see your reaction? You have to pass through all of them. And you winked at me. My God, I had been listening to you with undivided attention. I don't know how much I was truly able to grasp. However, a change came over me, and all my intellectual clamor was suddenly stilled. Your words hovered beyond my comprehension, yet a little of their wordless fragrance wafted to my heart. Its soft touch revealed to me the futility of my questions.
For those who have been in Baba's presence, physical presence, I mean, most of them would say that his presence was so awesome. It was so, it is something which cannot be expressed in words. And even though apparently nothing is happening in the presence of Baba, you are just sitting, there is such a force of pure wordlessness without any words that permeates from Baba and enters our being, enters our heart, that there is no question of any questions being asked. There is no question of any intellectual clamor. Baba, he talks about something word he's using to clatter. Cluttering. Clamor means a lot of thoughts, hovering around and what this, what that, and all that. All that becomes calm. There was one gentleman who said that once I got to know Baba, he was a very intellectual person. He would go here, there, run after this, that, read so many books on spirituality. And he said once I came and had innumerable questions in his mind. And he said the moment I came in Baba's presence, obviously Baba's Samadhi, and got to know about Baba, all my questions got shot. Tak, tak, tak. All my questions got shot. Me. There was such a peaceful countenance in my being that I felt that questions are absolutely, utterly useless to ask. That does not mean that I would discourage Ram Nori to ask me questions.
Ram is not there.
Ram Nori is not there today. Okay. So here it is so beautifully says that I had been listening to you with undivided attention. I don't know how much I was truly able to grasp. However, a change came over me. That is what people who have met Baba say, that there is a very marked change that comes over you, which you may not mark, but somebody else who communicates with you or who is having interaction with you will realize that something has changed within you, that kind of thing. The change has come over me, and all my intellectual clamor means all that cut we call it, all that jabbering, intellectual, loud talking. We all do a lot of self-talk intellectually, all my intellectual clamor was suddenly stilled. Your words hovered beyond my comprehension. Yet a little of their wordless fragrance, such a beautiful word, wordless fragrance, wafted to my heart. It just the feeling of love, the feeling of calmness, the feeling of tranquility, the feeling of purity, of nobility, whatever you call it, that just wafted into my heart. Its soft touch revealed to me the futility of questions. There's no need to ask, there's no need to question. Just be in that arena, so to speak, in order to take the benefit of the presence of the beloved.
Meekly I asked, have my questions annoyed you? Pardon me for taking undue advantage of my familiarity with you. You gave me the most pleasant smile. No, not at all. Whenever what opens one's heart to me with intimate feeling, I am delighted. not offended or hurt.
So we need to open up to Baba with intimate feeling, with a personal feeling, like I belong to Baba and Baba is mine. And you can be very intimate, very natural and spontaneous with Baba, obviously with due respect. That's what the Mandli would say, that we would be very free and intimate, but that so-called distance and respect was always there. And sometimes when we step over it a little bit, Baba would immediately remind us, do not forget that I am God.
With that, you got to your feet. Well, we have talked enough. Are you happy? Will it be all right if I leave you now? I was deeply touched by your concern for me and could only answer you chokingly. Let your wish be my pleasure. Good. I'm glad to hear this. But one thing, you looked at me, waiting for me to speak further. I gathered my courage. Well, you have elucidated the meaning of the first part of your message. Please me. But what about the second part? Depend upon me? This second part is closer to my daily living.
Please me more and more by depending upon me more and more.
Your expression was amused yet tender, and you answered, I appreciate not only your outlook, but your in look as well. I assure you that I will not be a moment late in visiting you whenever your heart is really receptive.
So here Baba is using a different word called in look. We are always outlook. Let us also have an in look.
And with a glow on your face, you added, and you know, I am the perfect economist and perhaps the perfect extravagant too, I quipped.
This was also, Baba has exhibited that extravagance when Baba went to the West, where he ordered so many dishes in a restaurant and hardly ate a little bit. And Baba said, come on now, let's go. So he was never predictable. He was extremely strict with the Mandli, but extremely lavish with his lovers. So he was both, not only just a best economist, as you may say, but also on the other side of extravagance.
You knew that I was referring to your frequent visits to me. So you smiled, and a shaft from your eyes touched my heart. Whatever I am, what I am. But now that you have asked me, I am tempted to give you a clue. Learn to depend on me by starting with small things, then smaller things. However, I love most to participate in the very smallest things, the smallest movements of body and mind. This is the key to solving your problem.
What is the key? That you start depending upon him for small things, and then for smaller things, and then for the smallest of the small things. And Baba said that would please me if you depend upon me for everything that you do.
So go ahead, make use of it. I leave you now, but don't forget that I am always ready to move with you in your everyday life. We parted company, yet in a way we did not, for your presence became more intimate, more intense. Deeply preoccupied, I began to pace back and forth in my room. As I did so, the awareness of what you had said came to me. I could not lift a finger without calling on you. I could not take a step without relying on you. It was as though I was moving in you, a divinely dignified dependence, a gift of your grace. But this state of blissful reliance did not last long.
See, many times I'm sure people would have experienced that when we go to Mehrabad and bow down to Baba there, we don't feel like coming back to our home place, whatever you call it, business, duties and all that. But practicality prevailing, we do that. But even if we do that for a certain number of days, we feel his presence with us. like how Balnatuji says, we feel as if we are moving all the time in his presence, and then gradually that fades away. So here he says, here, can you read the last? But this,
Yeah,
no,
no.
but
I was
this state,
moving in you a divinely dignified dependence, a gift of your grace. But this state of blissful reliance did not last long.
it doesn't, it just drifts away. Okay.
In spite of experiencing those precious and profound moments, I am ashamed to confess that during my everyday living, I continually fail to place my complete trust in you, the real one. The ego foolishly and persistently asserts its false importance.
Isn't it what we all do? We read, we listen, we try to resolve that now we'll do this, and after a certain time we are the same. So he's expressing the same emotion, that I am sorry to say that again my ego just crops up and I fail to feel your presence in my everyday life.
However, when my self-centered, self-sense perceptions, thoughts, and feelings fetter me tightly and smother my life,
Fetter is bind and smother is to cover up and
I
extinguish.
remember you. Or rather, you in your compassion internally guide me to call on you.
Now this is again very beautiful sentence, that when we are in a fix, in a position where we are really in a fix, we tend to call out to Baba. And here the author is saying, is it that I am calling out to you? Or is it that internally you are guiding me to call on you? So how beautiful. Go ahead.
And instantly, the soft musical notes of your enlightening 12-word song begin to play in my heart. Please me more and more by depending upon me more and more. This reminds me of the elegance and ease with which you conveyed this loving command to me. It holds the key to my relationship with you. May the yearning to depend upon you be the breath of my life. What lovely.
What beautiful. What very beautiful. So here, what he's trying to convey, that as long as you are there, I'm basking in your love, in your radiance, in everything, and it continues for a certain period of time, and then my whole egocentric, feelings, my mind, it just takes over, and I forget about your participation with me or in me in my day-to-day life. And then a time comes when I am in such a tight spot, that I immediately call out to you. But now I am wondering whether I am calling out to you or are you? Because you are the center of my being. You are everything that is. Or are you internally guiding me, provoking me, triggering me to call out to you? And the moment I call out to you, you are always there. That is what Baba says, that I am never late. My timing is perfect. I am always there. The call has to be from within. And then he says here that, and instantly the soft musical notes of your enlightening 12-word song, 12-word song, depend, please me by depending
More and
upon
more.
me.
Please me more and
Sorry, please me, thank you, darling. Please me more and more by depending upon me more and more. A 12-line song.
12-word song.
Thank you. Okay, 12-word song. It happens.
Ram Nori.
Yeah, Ramnori is there. Okay, let me first complete this. 12-word song begin to play in my heart. Please me more and more by depending upon me more and more. This reminds me of the elegance and ease with which you conveyed this loving command to me. And this loving command is not only to Balnatuji, but to each one of us, to please him by depending upon him more and more. It holds the key to my relationship with you. May the yearning to depend upon you be the breath of my life. That means let us depend upon him more and more, so that we not only please him, but one fine day, by His grace, we become Him. So I think dear completes this particular chapter. Anybody has? Yes, Ram Nori, you have a
Jai
question?
Baba, I apologize. I totally forgot today is Tuesday. I thought today is Wednesday.
It happens. It happens with old age. Don't worry.
I know. I'm getting so old.
Anyway.
I'm talking to Cyrus, right?
Yes, of course.
My eyesight is also failing. Just kidding.
That is good.
All right.
That is nice. That was good.
Anybody has anything to share, or maybe a question, or maybe sharing? Because I think we are exactly 6:30. But if anybody has to share, we can always. We are all
Yeah.
always open.
And the
Yes, Ram.
Samadhi is going to be open on 7th,
Yes.
and the doors won't be open. There will be a screen door.
Yes.
So they're not going to open it for people to enter the Samadhi.
Correct.
So it's just going to, and MPR and hostelry are still not going to be open. They still have to decide. Hopefully by end of the month, it may be open.
Okay.
That's the hearsay.
Thank you for this.
Okay.
Thank you.
I was Cyrus ji, I was told that they are going to open on 22nd of October.
28.
22nd.
Maybe.
And but only they